I don't think people understand how much you have to sacrifice to be successful, how much you got to sacrifice to make it to the top. It's you basically sacrificing your whole life. Even Magic Johnson, when I was in high school, in the 10th grade, he told me I wasn't going to make it.
Welcome back to Mulligan Brothers. Today's video, as always, was sponsored by Huel. I'm drinking Huel Black Edition, which has 26 vitamins and minerals, 35 grams of protein and slow release carbs to make sure that I can stay satiated and proteined up whilst I make these documentaries. If you want to find out more about these, go to the link in the description. I'll talk about them a little bit later on in the video.
Yeah, I go to the area where I grew up at. Even though the house is not there, the memories, the goals, the visions, and everything that I had, I can still see them while I'm there. And every time I go back, I get this sense of like overwhelming joy, knowing that this is where I started. This small area right here, this tiny home, this small driveway where I used to practice my skills and hone in before I even had a basketball goal. I didn't start having a basketball goal until a little bit later in life. So me and my brother, we just practiced on the street dribbling the basketball. And that's what we did first. We watched Magic Johnson tapes to learn how to dribble and do drills. But we didn't have a goal. We didn't have a basketball goal. And when we got one, that's when I knew I was going to make it. I was out there every day, rain, sleet, snow. I was out there. And because of my patience, my hard work, and my sacrifice to the game, and sacrifice in life, I've been blessed with so much. I don't think people understand how much you have to sacrifice to be successful, how much you got to sacrifice to make it to the top. It's you basically sacrificing your whole life. You know, your soul, your mind, your will, and your emotions, they're been given. You've given those things to whatever you're trying to be successful at. My mind, my will, all my emotions are put into this one thing for a set period of time. So when you have that, people say, oh, you sold your soul. Okay. Yeah, I sold my soul to the fact that I want to be the best that I could be. Not selling my soul to anything else, but selling my soul, my mind, my will, and my emotions to greater things, to greater heights. So I don't look at it as selling something or selling your soul is bad. You know, I sold my soul to my highest version of myself. All my emotions were put into making it to the NBA, being great and being successful. I put all my energy into it, and it's afforded me some of the best 38 years of my life.
Would you do it all again?
Would I do it all again? I definitely would. And I wouldn't change anything, because everything is a lesson. Everything is something that I needed to learn for any part of my life. Some lessons I have learned, I've not had to use them yet, because it's not the appointed time. So I've enjoyed every lesson, every heartbreak, every failure, because it's made me who I am. I wouldn't be as experienced as I am if I didn't go through those failures. So
Last one, we spoke about manifestation briefly. You know, back then in your head as a kid, was this ever manifested?
Everything from going to the NBA, being the top pick in the draft, wasn't just something that I was thinking about. It was something that I wrote down. My dreams, my visions, I wrote down everything. You know, the Bible says, write your vision and make it plain. So I wanted people to see, the people when they walk into my room, when my family see my room, they see, oh, he's going to the NBA. They see I had a mission, I had a plan, and I stuck with it. Everything that I wanted, I spoke it and manifested it, and that's because it was not just in something that I wanted in my own will, but it was God's will for it to be done. So that was kind of like the biggest reason why I'm very key on manifestation. I think it's amazing when you put your mind to something, as the Bible says, as a man thinketh, so is he. So your thoughts are super important, how you think, how you see yourself, your perception, all those things are super important. So I manifested seeing myself in the NBA signing autographs, taking pictures, meeting fans, dunking over everybody. Like all these things, I envisioned them in my head. So when they came to pass, it's just like, wow, it's crazy. If people really understood the power that they have inside of them, when they're what we call a solar plexus, but your internal fire, your sun that's on the inside, you can manifest whatever you want. It's just really how much belief do you have? That's what sparks it. That's the spark right there, belief. Some people say they have to see it to believe it. No, you have to believe it first in order to see it. If you believe it, you'll see it. So I believe I was going to make it to the NBA. I believe I was going to be the number one pick in the draft. I believe I was going to play for 19, 20 years in the NBA. And everything that I believed, I saw it. I seen it happen. I saw the end before the beginning. And that's why I'm here.
If you're like me and millions of other people, you probably lead a busy life, and that's where this stuff comes in absolutely clutch. I know that I just scoop, shake, and go, and I'm ready for my day. There are other companies that are trying to do what Huel is trying to do, but they use cheap ingredients. Sometimes it requires you to take 15 pills, or preparing food, trusting supplements with subpar ingredients, and also taking 15 pills a day is just something that we don't all want to do. That's where Huel makes health possible. Black Edition has 40 grams of protein in, 26 vitamins and minerals, and every single ingredient inside this has been carefully selected by Huel's expert team. So you're getting the good stuff. Don't just take my word for it. Millions of other people around the world are now using Huel as part of their daily routine. People like Idris Elba, Stephen Bartlett from the Diary of a CEO, Hardest Geezer, the man who ran the entire length of Africa, was using this stuff. If you want to join the movement, go to the link down below where you can get a free t-shirt, a free shaker, and also if you subscribe to Huel, you can get 10% off every single order. This is next freaking level. Go get some. How old were you when you wrote those visions down, those dreams down? What sparked that? Like, what created that idea that I'm going to write this book?
How old was I? I would say I was 10 years old when I started writing my goals and my dreams and visions down.
Do you remember writing like?
I did. My first goal on the list was to be the number one pick in the draft, in the 2004 draft. One of my other goals, and it wasn't like I said, this is my goal. I put, it shall come to pass. Like I wrote it out, and it came to pass that I was the number one pick. It came to pass that I was the number one high school player in the nation. All these things that I had written down, it came to pass because I seen it. That's why I was able to write it down. I believed it. I believed that nobody was going to be better than me coming out of high school. I believed I was going to be that number one pick. I believe I was going to make the most dunks in NBA history. All those different things. Like, I believed it. And if you have that belief, that can really take you longer than anything else because you believe. And sometimes in this journey of life, you got to kind of be delusional when it comes to being successful, because everybody else is not going to see what you see. They might not believe in what you believe in. So that's when I don't see it as a point to go try to show them, but it's basically you wrote it down, you manifested it, and you live in it. You live in it, and they'll see it.
Did you start off as like a ranked prodigy when you went to high school?
Did I start off as a ranked prodigy coming out of high school?
when you went in?
When I went into high school, not necessarily. I was new to the AAU scene. I was new to basketball in Atlanta as far as like with all the different teams and the guys that was playing. And I just, one day, everybody was like, oh, he the number one player in Georgia. I literally was going to a lot of different places, playing one-on-one with people, older guys trying to learn how to play. I remember going to certain gyms and people telling me, you're not going to make it to the NBA. And I'm telling them I'm going to the NBA out of high school. And I had grown people, like adults, telling me, no, you're not going to make it. You know, you'll never make it. And so even Magic Johnson, when I was in high school in the 10th grade, he told me I wasn't going to make it. And that really right there, that boosted me. Like I after that, I was like, yeah, I got to go harder than I've ever gone before. And that comes with sacrifice. So
Normally, like when you in basketball, if you go to a small school, say you got to transfer to a big school.
No. That was our goal, was to take the small school that we was in and make it known worldwide. Our school had 16 people in my class. I had 30, let's say about maybe 45 to 50 kids in high school at my school from 9th grade to 12th grade. We had about 300 people total in my school, from the teachers, the toddlers, elementary, middle school, and high school. We had almost 300 people total. So everybody that was in the school. So from workers, teachers, principal, students, it was about 300 of us total. And we was one of the smallest schools in Georgia. And we took that, being the smallest school, and we wanted everybody to know our name. And we worked at it. And we was the hardest workers, and it started with me and my effort. You know, I didn't play about working hard. There's one thing that I've always been known for, is being a hard worker. And what that did was put our school on the map. People saw us play, and it was just like, man, that boy going to the NBA right there. I don't know who he is, but the skinny boy with the braces and the peanut head, he going to the NBA.
You know, you came from a situation where it was not expected, and then you had people telling you it's not going to happen.
Yes.
What about that fired you up to succeed?
Because I wanted it so bad. So just hearing people say, no, you wasn't going to make it, just made me go harder. Like I used to wake up at 4 o'clock every morning, get to the track, run for an hour, then go practice basketball for an hour, then go to school, and then train after school, try to rest, and do it again, repeat. That was my cycle. That was my consistent energy and effort that I was building to put into something. So when I got to the NBA, I was already ahead of the game, because I knew how to wake up early. I knew how to keep a schedule for the day. I had put myself in structure, basically, like I was in the military. Made sure I was up and had a routine every single day. And that's what you need to be successful.